Hey guys, Hex Productions here, and today I'm doing a tutorial on BYM Roblox. So this tutorial will be showing you guys just generally the basics of, you know, all the parts. It's a review of everything, just so you guys can know what I'm doing, what everything's for, that kind of a thing. So I unfortunately will be gone for the next 2 weeks, so this is going to be my tutorial before I get back to things, and then I promise you guys I'll be putting out several more tutorials. But let's get into it. So I guess we'll just start on the right. As it says labeled here, these are all the building parts. Polyhedras are basically just, you know, your traditional angle parts. Trusses, I typically use them as like a ladder to climb up stuff, or you could use them as like the base for your mech. These performance wheels, they're really like the other wheels over there, but you know, they don't glitch as much, I personally think. The head, the sphere mesh, and the coil are basically just design pieces. They don't serve any other purpose. So the non-collidables, as you can see, I walk right through them. You can make any of your parts non-collidable by going into G, selecting on a part, and you can make it non-collidable that way. Or you could just grab one of these. These glass parts are basically, they are collidable, but they're transparent. They've already had their transparency settings changed, and I think of them like glass or something. And then these are all your solid, just normal building parts. So these are your seats here. You use them for obviously different things. The driver's seat, I like to use that for either my huge mechs or my cars. Passenger seat is for other people to sit in. Mech seat, I either use that for, again, cars or your big mechs. And then the hover seat, that one you can use it for, you know, mechs or cars or whatever, but it's best to use it for something that hovers in the air. Okay, now we'll move on to the weapons zone. So these energy cells, what's pretty cool about them is are you able to keybind it? Yes, you are, I think. Okay, so you can keybind it to explode. That's something I didn't even know. You learn something new every day. But what I also do know about it is by scaling it out, it provides energy. It provides energy for these. So as you can see, because I placed this out, this is one of the shield parts. You can see it's already glowing and activated because I've got a ton of energy, and all my energy is displayed when I open the Mech controller right here. It won't be displayed, of course, though, if I remove it. If I remove it, it won't display. You have to have a shield part out. The bigger that this is, the more energy it provides. Like you can see, it's saying like 940 or something like that off of the cylinder. But if I were to scale this down, then I think that's too small. You can see it's already deactivated because it doesn't have enough energy. Now if I get it to the point, there we go. Now look, the energy is, you know, it's, I don't know what is going wacko with this thing. It's changing colors though. It's because it's not up to full battery. Once it gets up to full battery, it'll change back to its original color and it'll be fine. And it constantly regens, but the smaller it is, the less energy you have. The larger it is, the more energy you have. As we learned, it can also be used as something against like TNT. So I already explained the shield parts kind of with the energy cells. They're basically the other component you need for the energy cells to work. Spikes, you know, that's your traditional weapon. It's pretty much the only one that can actually kill people, as far as I know. Yeah, it's the only one that can actually kill people, unless like me, you've got your staff and you've got this weapon, but very unlikely. TNT does not kill people, but it does destroy parts off of a mech. It's similar with bumpers too. Both of these are like a destruction item. Let's move over to the mechanisms now. This is where it's going to get a little bit long, just because mechanisms are, you know, they all have something to do. So, you know, click anchor part, we all know that if you have it somewhere, I mean, you can't unanchor it when all the parts are anchored. But if you have this attached to like something that's floating or something, and you want it to stay in that position, if you just set this on the side of it, when you unanchor your parts, everything that's connected to this click anchor part will stay standing, and if you unclick it, it'll unanchor. And that's a little useful thing that I used it even on my block mechanism, the moving block mechanism. So the click delete parts right here, I often use them for mechanisms, and I even use them, so like I used it for my cars, for the Smashy Road cars underneath, because when you're in the car you can't see outside of the car, so I have to have it keybind. And let's just actually show this. So if I have it out here, I could just click it and it'll go away. Or I could keybind it, hold, I guess, why not? And when I hold E, it'll remove it, and yeah. So that's basically a click remove part. The door parts are also pretty interesting as well. When you click on it, it'll go transparent, you can walk through it, and when you re-click it, it'll become a door. It's also key bindable. These activators, so you can keybind these, turn them on and off. When it's on, it's blue. When it's off, it's black, I think, like a grayish black. But their purpose is for basically all of these other mechanisms. So if I were to have this right here, and I say had like a conveyor going into it, and I had like this right above it, make sure that's on, and then put this down. Okay, never mind. Now if I were to get it to go like that, stick it there, move it up, you can see that it hits it and it flies, and when it re-hits it, it stops. So that is like a little interesting thing about the activator parts. Clockwise and counterclockwise motors are basically the same thing, it's just they've got different rotations, like different directions. And then as you can see, 2/3, 1/3, and 1/10, that's just how many rotations it does per second. Stabilizers, it'll keep something straight depending on which way this is facing. Sticky parts is kind of like glue. It holds parts together, and then when you can keybind it, and when you unstick it, it'll fall apart. It's pretty useful. So the pet, neutral, and enemy follower parts, they're strictly VIP, unfortunately. But if you were to use them, if you put this on like a click delete part or something like that, this will follow all your enemies. Neutral, it'll just follow anyone. And pet, it'll follow you specifically. You could also put these all on one and switch them out, depending on what you want. So magnet parts, I've gone over to a tutorial on them, so just go check that out. But I'm not going to explain them here. Buoy parts, wherever this part is, it will float on the water. If you have your boat built around like never build your boat unless it's a specific design, but never build your boat like where the buoy is just on top of the bottom board. You want it to be like that, so that your boat will be completely over the water, and the buoy will actually float just below the surface, so it'll look like the boat's floating. Hover parts, that's pretty simple. They'll go up to their displayed heights. If you go to the J tool, you can actually change how high you want them to go. So the aim parts, by using the full, it'll be able to allow you to move in all directions when you hold your mouse down. It's pretty fun to play around with. So the strafe and the angle, I think, I might be wrong, but I think the strafe is specifically like a perpendicular, where you're able to go sideways and up and down. And I think the angle one, you're only able to go at an angle, like slantwise. I'm not sure though, I haven't tried it. Thrusters, it's just depending, it says 100k here, 50k here. That's just how much power and force is into it. But when you set this behind an item, it's basically how, when you activate it, it pushes the item. It's, nothing really too hard there. Hinges are the back though, like it's back facing up. So what I mean is this, if I were to have it like this, it would shoot up, as you can see. It basically follows the top, not the hinge. So don't mistake that. Conveyors, when you step on them, depending on how fast the conveyor is, it will move an item. You can make, like a tycoon game in BYM if you really wanted to. So sound parts, these are yet again VIP parts, unfortunately. I love using them though. So when you click on it, you go into the sound ID. You have to go online into the library to find an audio ID. Once you found one, you can make it looped or not and enter. I'm going to keybind it to be E normal. So you're just hearing my music right now. I'm going to stop it so you guys can hear it, if it's going to go. Something wrong? I'm not quite sure what's wrong. Is it delaying? Oh no, it's gone. It's got that really long delay before the song though. There. That's not me playing it. And you could change like other factors about it. Oh, just ignore the message that I just got. Okay, so that's sound parts. Camera parts are really fun to play with. You just gotta keybind it, and when it's ready, when you press E in this instance, it'll go to the view of the camera. See, and I'm walking around, and it's all in the view of the camera. I like to pair those with my aim parts so that I can see directly from where the aim part's seeing, and and just mess around with it. I build drones that way too. Whew. Okay, so I've got through 3 of them. This last one is decoration. Unfortunately, most of it is VIP, but I'll go through all the stuff that isn't. So the colorable lights, you can change their color, their transparency, all of that, but they basically emit a light, and if I'm correct, No, I'm not correct. So, yeah, no, you can't change the amount of, you can't change the amount of light that comes out of it, and you can't stop it from having the light and then having more light, unfortunately. But let's continue. These are basically all the advanced wheels. They all have different purposes. Like this one said, it's best to use on a go-kart. This one's best as a low-rider car. This one's best for drifting, drag, street, steel, wood, tank. And they all have, you know, different purposes, all of that. And sometimes you just want like the design, because this might be like a really cool looking fan or something. I don't know. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for the wheels. These ones you can color them, different colors. Other than that, not very special. Decal parts and texture parts. So if you have a decal, like an image that you want to place right here, it's of course an ID kind of a thing too. Wrong button. As you can see, if it's already got an image ID, but if you were to replace that with another image, that would be displayed. And texture part is basically the same thing as well. So the last one is the special effects. These ones are always, I think, the best. So unfortunately, you can't change really the actual types that they are. I mean, you could change, probably you could change like the color of the smoke here, I would think. Yeah, you can change the color of the smoke. Let's just bring it to 12. And the last one will bring it to 37. There. It's kind of like that really cool red color now. And I can make the size 1, I think. It'll make it bigger, or I can make it smaller. It's all dependent on, you know, what I want to do. What's really cool about this one, though, this one is like the special one. It's got a ton of configuration, and not only that, but you're able to put in an image ID, and you're able to change all the configurations and everything. So I'm going to pause the video right now. I'm going to choose one, and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, as you guys can see, yeah, you can change it, and you can make it pretty much anything you want, and that's what's really fun about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really need the support. Aside from that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!